Hello again, everybody. This is Craig Evans of Autism Hangout, and thank you for tuning into this Autism Hangout special report. We all know the times they are a-changin', and now is a terrific time to raise a child with ASD. Every day there are more resources available that work with our kids' abilities and successfully teach them basic social and life skills. If you're a parent or a caregiver or a teacher of someone on the spectrum, assisting them in learning about choices and consequences has never been easier. And here today to talk about Let's Choose products, Autism Hangout, please welcome Stacey Buck and Lisa Maylee. Welcome, ladies. It's delightful to have you here today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
I took a look at your website, I saw the product, and I have to admit I'm more than a little excited. Because oftentimes we talk about technology, and technology is great, but you folks use these cards that teachers that are not familiar with technology can use in their classrooms. Before we get too far into this, I would really like to touch on the fact that both of you are teachers and both of you have advanced degrees. Can we mention that a little bit? And Stacey, let's start with you.
Yeah, I'm Stacey Buck. I started out actually teaching general ed, junior high and high school. I went into special ed after that, and I've had my master's and been working as a speech language pathologist for, I think, 12 years now or so.
Okay.
I'm Lisa Maylee, and I also started out in general education, middle school, and then I went on and got my master's degree, worked many years with children with autism, learning disabilities, behavior disorders.
Thank you for working with our special kids. I want to say that right up front. Okay, let's talk about the concept. Give me the concept behind how your product works.
So Let's Choice Sequence is a card game initially that we can be played in many different ways. And so in our classroom, when we taught together, we discovered that assertive discipline really was going to take us a little further along than just the general token system. And when Lisa brought that back from one of her conferences, I said, okay, that's awesome. Let's add these language pieces into it as well. So it really came out of that and was originally played as a game show.
A game show. Okay, let's give an example of how that would work.
Okay, so you might have some kind of microphone to pretend.
Okay.
And you might have a field, let's say you've talked to the children about it and they are aware of, a big field of the options for choices, positive and negative. And then you also lay out some of the consequences that could go with them. And you call up a couple of contestants. So Lisa, come on down. Please pick a green choice card. Show the audience.
If you are a sore loser.
All right.
Okay.
And then, since there's only one child here now, I will have Lisa then pick a possible consequence that could go with that.
Okay. If you are a sore loser, others will not want to play with you.
Okay.
And so as a game show then, I could actually play it with Lisa and say, okay, Lisa, if you're a sore loser, what might happen?
Others will not want to play with you. Stacey.
Nice. So we really want to encourage those full questions, those complete answers, the looking at each other, maybe even sharing of the microphone, so that there's really, like you said, in terms of technology, Craig, that we don't want kids to be just on some digital piece. We really want them to be interacting.
Yeah. Okay, have you found the game show to be a very appealing format for how to use this?
Yeah, it's funny. A lot of adults go, oh, that sounds nice. And then kids say, we love it. Can we play it again?
Excellent. Yeah, so you're teaching social skills. You're teaching character development. How are you using this to teach academics?
So, in terms of the character development, that's obviously something that's really big in the schools right now and has been. But when kids get into those higher levels of learning about literature and talking about characters, teachers do expect them to talk about how is that character feeling, what choice did that character make, and how did that play out for them.
We also used it as story starters. Children would get to choose cards and then write about them, or sentences. We would give them part of a sentence and they could finish it. If you're using learning how to write where people are speaking with quotation marks and commas. So we used it in lots of ways within the classroom, and really on a daily basis, we found that we were using them.
Now, I know that this is based on research too. Do you mind giving us a little of the background of the research you used to develop this, and then again some of the benefits that this program will actually pass along to our kids?
We haven't been able to do it ourselves yet, but Dawson and Guare, executive functioning research. So sort of thinking before you do something, prioritizing.
How long it takes for the brain to really learn a skill by practice and practice, that we, sometimes don't give our children long enough to practice something to really learn it. We also, like we mentioned before, the idea of assertive discipline and really having children be aware of their choices, their behaviors are choices, and that those lead to natural and logical consequences, and not the same consequence each time.
Okay, we talked a bit about Choice Sequence. What are the other products that you now carry?
So one of the other products that we do, that we have, is a sentence kit, the Super Sentence Kit. This one I use every day with children. It has color-coded cards that really help teach sentence structure. So there's different cards. Some say subject, some have a picture, some are blank. But you can teach children to give a complete sentence. You can teach children to make compound or complex sentences, whether this is oral or in written language. And you can teach children to not have run-on sentences. So there's little conjunction cards, and they're also dry erase, so you could write on them, like all of our products, for individualization. So then if there are more than 2 or 3, you can say, wow, that's a run-on sentence. That's too long.
I also know that you teach about money. What is that product called?
Sensible Kids is our money math game. So ways that children can earn money, ways they can spend it, recording it in a check register, coming up with financial goals for yourself that are realistic.
And then, also, again, kind of that choice of, do you want to keep trying to save money with a choice, the credit cards that have the green and how much money are you earning? Or do you want to choose to spend money, and kind of talking about how that feels and what that means as a person for you?
Oh, these life skills are just fantastic. Okay, where can people go to get more information about your products?
Well, to our website, www.lets-choose.com.
Okay, and I forgot to ask, this sounds like it's basically for teachers, but can parents and caregivers use this at home as well?
Well, that is our goal, absolutely, that the products aren't just for educators, they're for therapists, they're for parents. Everybody's working together as a team, right? So that's the goal.
Do you have some future products on the horizon you could mention?
We do. We have one version that we'd like to turn into a Spanish version, so we reach a wider audience. We have some ideas for different aspects to take our Choice Sequence game and update it so that there's a school edition and not just what we kind of consider this as the home edition.
Excellent.
And really maybe get into more problem solving.
Okay. This is excellent, because once people learn how to use this product and the way that it flows, they can use it for more and more applications. So, ladies, thank you so much for coming on today, and thank you for what you do. Let's give that web address one more time, please.
Sure. It's www.lets-choose.com.
That's great. Thank you again for coming on today. Good luck, and I hope to see you in the future if you come out with more products. Can we do that?
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
Okay, thank you. And thank you, Autism Hangout. I'll be back again soon with another special report.